Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope you are staying at home, taking care of your family, taking care of your health. Health is wealth, so that's the top priority around you. So there is a small issue which has come up in mutual fund industry, and I thought that I should record a video to explain you what the issue is all about and to also guide you how you can combat that issue if you at all you are stuck with that issue, and how you should plan your mutual fund investment from here on. Why I think I can give you this answer, because I worked in mutual fund industry for a couple of years and I understand this industry very closely, and by virtue of incorporating mutual fund into stockage now, we have actually seen mutual fund very closely for the last couple of years. Now what's the issue? As you can see, I've opened the website of a famous mutual fund company called Franklin Templeton Mutual Fund. They are very old company and very good company. Now they came out with a circular where they said that they are closing some of their schemes. If you see the updates, there's a notice called Notice of Winding Up Specific Schemes. When I click this, I got this document, okay, and this document talks about various actions which they have taken. Now I'm going to read this document for you and explain the finer details about this document. So notice is hereby given that Franklin Templeton Trustee Service Private Limited, so it's a trustee company. So the way mutual fund industry is structured is there is an AMC which manages the money, and there is a trustee which actually keeps the money on your behalf as a custodian of your money. So they have decided to wind up following schemes of Franklin Templeton Mutual Fund pursuant to the provision of 39(2) of the SEBI Mutual Fund Regulations 1996. And what are the schemes they have closed? Franklin India Low Duration Fund, Franklin India Ultra Short Bond Fund, Franklin India Short Term Income Fund, Franklin India Credit Risk Fund, Franklin India Dynamic Accrual Fund, and Franklin India Income Opportunities Fund. Now apparently it looks like that all these funds are significant part of their bond book, okay. So they are one of the larger and one of the oldest players in bond markets, and they have decided to close some of their bond schemes. That's an interesting development. That's not a ordinary development in a normal course of mutual fund business. So why this happened? There has been a drastic and substantial fall in liquidity in certain segment of corporate bond market on account of the COVID-19 crisis, and result in lockdown of Indian economy, which was necessary to address the same. What they are trying to say that because of the current scenario, a lot of things have happened, and corporate bond market, in fact certain segment of corporate bond market has got a major impact because of that. At the same time, mutual funds, especially in the fixed income segment, are facing continuous and highlighted redemptions. Now friends, we all have heard about mutual funds Sahi Hai, and there has been a massive inflow of mutual fund money inside SIP, and typically SIP is meant to be done in investments in equity markets. And if you see the investments in equity asset in mutual fund, and the return which investors have received over a period of last 4 or 5 years has been quite bad, because the market, the way it has fallen in a very short period of time, almost all the returns gained by all the mutual fund investment owners, the return has vanished. But bond market always had given you a stable return, and no one has really put so much emphasis on investment in bond, but bond market has always been one of the important source of fund inside the mutual fund industry. Having said that, the fund house is saying that there is some problem which has happened in bond market, and this problem is continuously getting highlighted, and now they have realized that this problem probably will become way bigger, and they want to be the first one or the initial ones who want to kind of get out of this and help their existing investor to save money if there is any risk involved in future. Now there is a big question if there is any risk involved in future. All right. The trustee of Franklin Templeton Mutual Fund in India after carefully analyzing and review of the recommendations submitted by whom? By the Franklin Templeton AMC. Remember I told you AMC are the guys who are managing the money. And in close consultant with the investment team are of the considerate opinion that an event has occurred. What event? The COVID-19 event, which requires these schemes to be wind up, and that this is the only viable option to preserve value of unit holders. Closing the scheme is the only viable option to preserve, because by virtue of closing the scheme, they will be able to liquidate the asset which they own, and the value of the asset, or whatever money they realize out of selling the assets, that will be distributed to the unit holders in proportion to the NAV, based on the NAV or based on the units they own. And to enable an orderly and equitable exit for all investors in these unprecedented circumstances, they have taken this action, and this action is within the ambit of the law, and they have mentioned the law also under which this action would be taken. If you want to get more detail about the law, obviously you can go to SEBI website and have a detailed understanding of the law which SEBI has defined. So there is nothing illegal about what has happened. It is pretty much within the ambit of the regulatory framework which the government has defined for the industry. Now, where's the problem? The problem is that they see there is a problem. Yeah. And if they can see there is a problem and they are highlighting the problem to us, why don't we see that there could be a bigger problem? Now, to understand whether there is a bigger problem or not, we need to understand the depth of the problem. And looking at this document, we can't really gauge the depth of the problem. The depth of the problem can only happen once we get inside the depth of the schemes which they have mentioned, right? What kind of paper they are holding, what kind of investors they have, all these informations would be required to understand the depth of the problem. So let's go and figure out, take any one of the schemes and figure out what kind of paper they hold, because ultimately their investment paper, which has become a riskier paper, that's the reason why they want to exit, right? So let's see. So in Stockage web version, and the app will also be released very soon, the app with the mutual fund data, we have done incredible work in integrating all kind of mutual fund data you would need to analyze a mutual fund as well, and all these are free. Okay. Whatever you see on the Explore side is free. Whatever you see on the Analytics side, you have to pay a very minor fees for both equity and the mutual fund. Anyways, the idea is to show you the depth of the problem. So if you go to AMC, we want to highlight the problem through AMC. So let's go to AMC. Let's go to Franklin Templeton. So they are managing around 87,000 crores and 78 schemes. Let's go inside this and let's see what has been, where are the schemes. So let's go to debt schemes. So we have given you exhaustive all these schemes which this company is managing. In fact, the whole industry schemes is available here. What kind of asset under management they have. In fact, if you see in all across the board, they have 87,000 crore as on March. Significant reduction in the asset under management. And if you see the bond market, in bond market they have seen significant reduction in the asset under management. Now that's quite scary. Why these guys are seeing such liquidation of asset under management? Either the value of the portfolio which they hold is going down, that means the NAV has gone down, or they have witnessed significant redemption, and they have mentioned in the letter that they are witnessing significant redemption. So let's locate one of the schemes here. So I think we had this low duration fund, right? Let us see the document. Yeah, the low duration fund. Let's go to the low duration fund. And in this low duration fund, let's see their NAV, how it is progressing. So if you see, oh my God, the NAV has gone down significantly in last couple of months. If you see the performance in last 1 month, it has been positive 28% annualized. But if you see 6 months performance, it's actually 16% negative annualized. So people have lost money by investing in this fund scheme. Okay. What is the portfolio they are holding in this scheme? So Stockage has given you complete portfolio of all the schemes. So if you go to holdings, you will see that they hold around 110% in corporate debt and minus 12% in cash and cash equivalent. Why is it minus? Because there is a major mark to market loss which they have to account for when they are valuing their portfolio. Now, if you see the portfolio, the composition of portfolio is almost corporate debt is the maximum component of the portfolio. Now, if you see the kind of corporate debt where they have issued, they have subscribed to the issue. We have Greenco Clean Energy Project, they have given 300 crores to them. Renew Power Project, they have given 217 crores. SK FinCorp, which is an NBFC, they have given 200 crores. Small Business FinCredit India, again in NBFC, they have given 173 crores. Renew Solar Power Private Limited, they have given 153 crores. Sterlite Power Grid Ventures, they have given 145 crores. JM Financial Asset Reconstruction, they have given 145 and 126. UP Power Corporation, they have given 110 crores. Power Talwandi Power Corporation, they have given 100 crores. That means more or less their exposure in this particular scheme has been largely to power companies and to NBFCs. Now, trust me honestly, my dear friends, have you ever seen the portfolio of the schemes where you have invested? I'm sure 90% of you don't bother to look into that kind of paper where they have or any of the funds have invested. Please get into this habit of looking at least the kind of investment they have done, because tomorrow anything can happen. At least you should be more aware person, and you can probably time your purchase and redemption accordingly, right? And this is not SIP. If you are doing SIP in equity, fine, that's a long-term game plan. Probably you'll have a negative return for a few months or few years, but if you keep on doing it over a period of time, you will definitely get a moderated return as an SIP in equity fund. But when you are investing in bond fund, there is no harm in actively managing the investment, and that's where independent neutral tool like Stockage comes into power, because we are not brokers. We are a tool which is empowering you with all kind of data analytics you would need to analyze a scheme. Okay, and the best way to keep track of all these schemes is when you have invested in any scheme, just go to My Stockage, My Mutual Fund Watch List, and add all these schemes here so that you can track them, what is happening in those schemes. Okay, now what we have understood is most of these mutual fund companies, especially in the bond market side, they gave a lot of money to NBFCs in last 2 years. Maybe because of compulsion, maybe because they got a lot of money and they had to give money to high yielding assets. And NBFCs, especially the housing NBFCs, they have always been a high yielding assets for all the lenders, right? It's not just mutual fund, there are different other category of lenders as well. And now they are facing the heat because of this problem across the board. All these guys are facing issue with respect to getting the money back from these NBFCs. And you know that power companies are going through anyways very tough time in India because of certain regulatory issues. Now, what will happen? The problem is this bond issue is there. Bond market has become very fragile, and the issue can be there for some more time. For people who are okay with keeping money for a long period of time, I guess NAV is something which we should not see a major downfall. But if you are really someone who wants to play safe, then and a couple of my friends, they did call me and say that, Vivek, what should I do? Should I shift to something else? Then one of the things which came into our discussion while we were discussing is the liquid fund. And people asked me this question, that is liquid fund also safe? Then I gave them this understanding of liquid fund. So when you go to classes here, you get to see the category of funds which are here. Let's go to debt. And in debt, there is something called liquid fund, which is here, liquid fund. Now, if you go into liquid fund, let's take any liquid fund, say Franklin India Liquid Fund, where they are managing 7,000 crores. Okay, if you see the return of liquid fund, that's by and more, it's around 6 to 7% annualized. In fact, it has given good return over last couple of days when you see across the industry. Now, these days I don't get excited with return. Immediately what I ask myself is, what is the risk? So if I go into any of the mutual funds, so let's go to Templeton only. So let's go to Templeton and let's see. So this is the liquid fund. In fact, the liquid fund also saw some fall in the month of March, and that has happened because some companies who issued commercial papers, those companies, especially the housing finance companies, their commercial papers got downgraded, right? And that, because of that, NAVs took a hit. But still, liquid fund will give you over a period of time a consistent positive return. But you have to understand that even in liquid fund, the exposure is on the corporate in the form of commercial papers or certificate of deposit or corporate debt. See the kind of exposure. And if you want to see which kind of company they are exposed to, so you have Bharti, where they have given money, Vedanta, Tata Motor, Aditya Birla Finance, L&T, Aditya Birla Finance again. These are all corporate debts. And if you want to see the commercial papers, Indian Oil Corporation, Tata Steel, Reliance Jio, Bank, Birla Group, Reliance Jio, Reliance, Bharti, Bharat Petroleum, Birla Group, Indian Oil Corporation, Aditya Birla Fashion, Chambal Fertilizer, Tata Housing, Indian Oil Corporation, JM Financials, for their different kind of borrowing needs, right? So either the company will borrow as a loan from bank or these entities like NBFCs or mutual funds, or the company will issue equity, which gets finally listed into the equity market. That's the two source of fund, predominant source of fund for all the companies who want to do business in India or globally. Now, what we see here is liquid funds are typically for a shorter duration lending by the companies. And in shorter duration, typically companies will not get default. It's that the larger duration paper is generally something which really adds a probability of default into the working. But one of my friends, Rajiv, he suggested that, Vivek, I want to be very safe. I want to be in a zero risk zone. Can you recommend something? Then I told them that, listen, buddy, you can only then think of investing in a overnight fund. An overnight fund is actually a very good fund where you don't take risk over a longer period of time. The risk is only taken for an overnight exposure. So if you see overnight fund, the return is also less, only 4% or 5% return, right? And if you go to any of these schemes, let's go to UTI overnight fund, and if you see the return, it's always positive, it cannot be negative ever. And if you see the holdings in overnight fund, most of the holding is in cash and cash equivalent. That does that mean they retain cash in bank? No. They lend the money in call money market. Call money market is a market where there is typically interbank borrowing, which is largely controlled by the Reserve Bank of India through repos and reverse repos. Now, there are different concepts in bond market. I love to share with you. I'll record more videos on small concepts related to bond market. But yes, if you want a absolutely risk-free, only capital preservation mode, then overnight fund are best. If you want to take a bit risk, then liquid funds are best. If you still want to take more risk, then bond funds are there, and you will keep on facing these issues of liquid papers not getting given enough value to the unit holders, and you may actually face NAVs going down because of those illiquid bond papers. And if you want to be absolutely risk free for a longer period of time, then there are GSEC funds where they invest in government securities, but GSECs you can't use it for a very short period of time. If you are investing for say 4 years, 5 years in bond products, then GSEC schemes are the most important schemes. I'll actually record more videos for you guys to understand mutual fund, each and every scheme category, so that you are much more updated when you are investing in mutual funds as well. I hope, friends, you liked this video. I hope you got the understanding of what the problem was, where the problem could go, and what you need to do in future to combat any kind of problem which you may face in your life. Be a more learned, knowledgeable, and more empowered investor. I strongly believe Stockage is the tool which is neutral, which helps you to become more empowered. So make sure that you use it. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you like my video and motivate me to work harder and harder and give you better videos on various concepts related to investing. Thank you so much for watching this video. It was a pleasure recording something for all of you. Bye-bye.